friends, I'm Tanya the Starlit Stitcher. Welcome to my channel all about my cross stitching. So this is like take 5 already because my son is in here watching me film today and he keeps doing stuff that makes me laugh, so I have to start over. Sorry. And I also have the cats in here because they wouldn't stop meowing in the back half of the camper, so they're loose now in here. So that could be interesting too. But I have some, a little bit of, how would you call it? I have some things to show you after I show you my whips. And I've also got some Stitchy kindness to show you as well. So let's go ahead before I have to start this over again for like the 8th time. But this is an American deer. I've been working on this a little bit every week. It's 11 count, so it's easier for me to see in the evenings when I can't work on some other stuff. So just a little bit at a time, he's getting done. And this is where he's at now. So from the top down to the bottom. So I have him like almost 2/3 done. So this week I did some in the back of his neck over there and in the front of his neck over here. And that's what I did on him this week. So let me put him away. Sorry, I know that sounds like a chip bag every time I touch it. And then I also put in the peppermint shop on Nutcracker Village this week. So this house here is the peppermint shop, and that's all done. Now I still want to try and catch up and put this middle block in here before April, but I also have goals that I want to make on pandemic, so I'm kind of torn. So I might be able to work on this in the evenings whenever I stitch on American Deer. So comment below if you think that I should try to work on this a little bit at a time in the evenings to try and get this caught up before April, or if I should keep using that time on American Deer because he's getting pretty close. So I feel kind of guilty about taking time for either one of these projects, you know, catch this up or push on American Deer. I don't know. That's kind of a tough call for me, so help me out, guys. And so that was that. And then unicorn poop for sale. Oh, I forgot to get my binder out. I knew I was forgetting something. Where's it? Ah, here. There's the picture for that right there. And I actually needed to take it out of the Q-snap so you could see the whole thing today for the first time. But this is where it's at. I love it. We're getting pretty close to the end of the rainbow down here, so that's almost done, and then I'll be heading up over there to finish the top part that goes over. So that's looking really good. I'm very happy with it. And this was my big project of the week, and will be for until it gets done, is Long Dodge Samplers Pandemic. And there's the whole design there. And here is where I'm at. Now this is a 28 count Haunted Lugana by Picture This Plus, and I'm stitching it with 2 threads over 2, and the DMC color is 3756. And let me zoom you in there. Those butterflies right there up at the top around that fruity looking thing, that DMC is 647, because with it being the, you know, the 3657, if I just backstitch that with some more of it, it would be harder to see. I put black in first, but it looked too stark of a contrast, so I pulled it out. And 647 is kind of a grayish color, and that's what I had in front of me on my rack, so that's what I put in here. So no really special particular reason why I picked that one for that. That's what was there, and that's what I used, and so yeah. Now last week when I showed you that, I think I had, you know, somewhere around in here all done, so I did all of this week. I'm done a little bit of page 4, but I still have to finish up a little bit over here for page 3. Well, actually not very much, yeah, but from like, there's a little bit down in here that goes down into the page underneath, and it's like you're kind of working on 4 pages at the same time in this little area, and so I've been kind of procrastinating doing that, and that's why I went up and did these. I think they're peaches or something, and then there's a bunch of grapes over here, but I just need to do that section right there, and then go on. That's probably the hardest part about this, because it's actually going pretty quick when I sit down to actually work on it. But stuff like, you know, this thing here was across pages, this was across pages, this is all across pages. Like, there's a lot of motifs and bands on this that go across multiple pages. So when you're working on it, you really have to be careful and marking off carefully the things that you've stitched already so that you don't make a mistake. And you guys already know how often I make mistakes, so I'm trying to not do that on this, because that'd be awful. Like, you could get misaligned so badly, like especially if I was to make a mistake on one of these bands. So I'm trying to be really careful about that while also making good progress. Now, this week and next week should both go really well for this, because I'm caught up on the stitch alongs. Even though I want to try and put that big block in on the Nutcracker Village, if I can't get to it this month, I'm not gonna, like, you know, be upset about that, because I really want to progress this forward. And so since the stitch alongs with the flea market baskets in the Nutcracker Village, I don't have to put time into those anymore for these next 2 weeks. This should get going a little bit faster, and we're just going to see where it goes. I have an idea of where I want to be going into April. I might not make it, but I'm going to do my best to try. And that's all we can do, right? So, pandemic. Okay, so let me show you some stitchy kindness that I received on Friday. Now, this is from Lynda. She's the RichterStitcher. She has a Flosstube and an Instagram. I'll put her information down below in the description box if you want to go check her out. She has the cutest grandbaby right now. She's a first-time grandma, so she spends a lot of her time, you know, being grandma. And she also loves coffee. But she sent me a little bit of presents in the mail, so I'm going to go ahead and show that to you. The first thing was there's this little bag. It had all kinds of chocolates, and there was like Reese's and Russell Stouffer's, and I think there was a Kit Kat in there too. I can't show you those because I ate them already. I needed them very badly, like the day that this arrived in the mail, so I think those were consumed like by Saturday already. Thanks, Lynda. Again, I already told you, my husband thanks you very much for saving his life that day. And so let's check out the rest of it. She also sent me this little kit here. It's so cute with these little kittens in there. I love my cats. And, you know, God sent special things our way. And you know what? There's timing for why things happen a certain way, the way that they do. So that was pretty good timing on this. Thank you, Lynda. And then I still have some Smarties and stuff that she put in here. I'll probably eat these later today. There's little taffies in here too. So Smarties and taffies in here. I am not one to resist candy. And there's a CD case, and she has a 3D printer, and she's been pulling files from off of I think it's called Thingiverse. And so what it is you take those files and you do it with your 3D printer. I don't have one, so I've never done any of this. I just kind of know sort of how it works. It just basically tells the printer what you want to make, and then it prints it. But there's this prong thingy that she printed out, and what you do is you can put your spools of thread on there. She gave me a thing of Floss on here, so I've got one here, and I have a few sulky threads and things like that in my stash somewhere. I don't have a whole lot, so they'll all actually fit on here, so I'm like, that's perfect. Those little guys, once I get them opened up, they will have a little house of their own, because once you open them up, where are you going to put them? They're like rolling around, and but you take your CD holder, you put them in there, and they have a little house, which, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of those, so something like this works good for me. Thanks, Lynda. And she also put a very lovely note in there with it. I'm not going to read it to you guys because that's private. You guys cannot see that. But I just wanted you to know that it was in there, and it was very much appreciated. So let me put all of those guys away. Oh, there was one more thing in there. I forgot. I took it out separate. She had also printed me out the free chart by Long Dog Samplers. It's called Slava, Ukraini. It means glory to Ukraine. Now this is available on the Long Dog Samplers website. You can download and print it out for free. And you know, I don't want to get like too much into politics and stuff on my channel, because I want for everybody to feel welcome here and not feel divided, and you know, try and come together on the things that we share in common. And I myself, I don't understand the politics behind what's going on over there in Ukraine right now, but I don't really need to understand that to see what's happening to the innocent civilians. And so Lynda had printed this out for me. I don't have computer access right now. She also sent me the floss and this piece of 16 count beautiful beige Aida. And what I've been doing is I've been stitching on this a couple of thread lengths a day. I started this on Saturday, and that's just a little bit of time each day that I'm taking to think about those people and what they're going through. Think about and pray for them. And by the time that I have this finished, that things will be better. Again, thank you, Lynda, for sending me those things. So I'm going to put those away. Okay, and then I have a little bit more to show you. Last month I was telling you about I married the Lucky Charms guy. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Not a whole lot. Because tomorrow, the 17th, is St. Patrick's Day. That is our anniversary. We'll be married for 8 years tomorrow. And we didn't necessarily really plan it that way, but when he moved from here in Arkansas to there in California where I was, we got married like 2 weeks after that, because like I told him, this is like, you know, I tried to move there, so you have to move this, you're gonna have to move there if this is gonna work. And then once he was there, it's like, okay, let's do this, because I mean, not to be like too blatant or anything, but I'm not gonna, you know, I had 2 kids already. I can't be having men come in and out of my life. It's like sit or get off the pot, okay? That's just the way that it was for me. And so he decided to get on the pot. And so we went over to Justice of the Peace because we didn't have a whole lot of money at the time. And they happened to be providing services on St. Patrick's Day. And he has some Irish heritage. And so we were like, that's kind of cool. Why don't we go ahead and schedule it for that day? Because we could have made it a different day or whatever. But that just, you know, that just happened to be coming up, and we could pick that day if we wanted, and so that's what we did. I thought that I had some of our pictures in here in the camper from that, but I guess we don't. They must be in the storage somewhere, so I'll have to find those and show those to you at another time. But I did find a few other pictures, so you guys can know why he's kind of my leprechaun. And our friends that game with us, you know, we make fun of him every once in a while for having hobbit feet and stuff like that. But this is him in his dress blues. He is a Marine veteran. So this picture is, of course, you know, fairly older. This was pretty soon after he got out of high school. So that's him there. So you can't really see what I'm talking about in that one because he was still kind of a baby face there. But, okay. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you're about to know. This is my husband 5 years ago. So he's short. He's kind of stout. He's got red hair. He has less hair now on the top of his head than he did then. And so, yeah, so he totally has the red beard and everything. And here's another picture. So that is my husband. And I am 5 years older than him. But as I've said before, I get away with it because he looks older than me, especially now because he doesn't have any hair left. Sorry. He does still have his beard and everything. He doesn't have an issue with that, but he was a victim of premature hair loss issues. And so, so that will be fun tomorrow, celebrating for that. We're supposed to be going out for dinner. I don't know if we'll be doing that tomorrow night or maybe over this weekend. But we have a gift card that we got at Christmas for Outback, so we're thinking about going there. And, but sometimes, like, you know, we're supposed to be, like, happy and celebrating right now, but it's, you know, what all is going on in the world, and us still being stuck here in the camper and having difficulties with trying to get our house and everything. And it's also a rough time of the year for me because a couple of weeks after we got married, in the same year, my brother passed away. And this is a picture of my brother. This was his high school picture. He passed away a couple of years after that. So I do struggle a little bit every year. It's like really conflicting feelings of, you know, we're still married. It's been another year. With also feelings of sadness and loss. But he would want for me to be happy. So we're going to hope for better times and be kind to one another. Be kind to, you know, everyone. Our friends and family all over the world. We are gamers. As I've said, that's how we met. My husband and I, we were avid players of World of Warcraft. We don't anymore right now, but we may again in the future. But that's how we met. And online gaming, you really get to know the people that you play with very well. You get to know them when they're losing. when they're winning, and everything in between. And like I said, we have friends all over the world that we were playing with, and so we've get stories from them. There are people that we watch here on YouTube that stream gaming videos, and so we hear what's been happening to them. And Flosstubers that I watch, you know, there are several, and you know, Ukrainian designers and things like that, and you know, it's just horrifying. And so it's just, you know, be kind. Kindness is free. That's probably the best statement that I've heard this month, is it costs nothing to be kind to other people, regardless of, you know, your opinions or thoughts about something, you know. And also be kind to yourself. It's okay to be a person and actually have feelings about all of these things that are going on. What matters is how we deal with them and go on. I miss my brother, but my husband is still here, and so is my children, my pets, my other family. And so I will continue to pray for better times for us and better times for everyone else who may not be as fortunate as we are. I will see you guys back here next Wednesday with some more updates. And until then, take care and be safe, everybody. Bye-bye.